Hi, how's things? It's been a while since I've done a video from the workshop. Had things going on at home, and that's why some of my videos are have been a bit different lately. Sorting the drain cover. I needed to be at home for a few weeks for yeah, I need to be at home. Right, I'll edit that out. And then we caught COVID. I got COVID and two others in the house, and it was really hard on me. So that's taken pretty much 3 weeks to get over. So now we've got through our summer holiday with us not really doing much, not going anywhere. That's why there's a couple of videos on country houses. And that's somewhere where you can go and relax and chill out, and plenty of room around you, plenty of air. So I've done that. So that, it's not much of a summer holiday. But anyhow, back to it now. And I'm back on the, I'm on the back now of the, now this is the thing with COVID, what it does to you. And this is where I'm going to struggle. I'm struggling to find words sometimes, more than normal. I suffered with dizzy spells and all sorts through COVID. And now it seems to be, I get halfway through a sentence and I don't know what the word is. Bit of a cough still. And that's really annoying that you get halfway through a sentence. So bear with me. COVID's not nice. I've been double jabbed. So I've had 2 vaccines, AstraZeneca, and if you're going to say anything nasty, then just go away now. But anyhow, I honestly don't think I'd have survived without those vaccines at all. It was hard work. It was hard. It really was painful. Back to this lot. So yeah, if I forget my words, I'm sorry. It's happening a lot, and I'm getting frustrated by it. So anyhow, let's get back to this. So what I've done here is I've actually fitted one of these back plates. And if you remember from the previous video, these little back plates were on the back of the other camera bit, which is there. And they support this mitered joint here. There's a screw above the mitered joint and a screw below. And this just stops, as this part of the door goes in, this stops this getting damaged and puts some strength to it. So I fitted this one first. I've had some students in this week, so I've been getting better with the students, and I've been getting on with some of this stuff. And this one is actually, I've actually put new screws in it and filed it and done what the camera guys do. They file it, they draw file it, they take the heads off the screws slightly because it's in and good, and they're happy with it. They don't mind that. I mean, the screw's still there and you could get it out. There's wax on the screws as well. But if you put it back on, you replace the screws. So those are the old screws. These are the new screws. And I'm going to recess this. I used my Stanley 71, which is great, bit too big. One of the guys, Gary, he got his little Veritas one, which was just beautiful. So actually, I've got a little brass router I should try. Yeah, maybe I'll try that. So that is a bit big. The cutter was sharp and everything, so that was good. So I'll set you up in the stand, put the kettle on, and grab a cup of tea, and we'll get back into the woodworking thing. I've got some really good stuff coming up soon, so please keep subscribing, keep liking. The comments make a difference, so more comments better. The guys who've bought me a coffee lately, thank you very much, much appreciated. Let's get this thing done, shall we? Right, here we go. So I hope you can see this all right. So what I've decided to do was on the old, let me get it for you and show you. On the old part of the camera. This plate came right the way to the top here and went down, and you can see why it was supporting such a tiny piece of wood there. That is only 1.5 mil of timber there. Well, my timber here is a bit more substantial. We've got about 4 or 5 millimeters here, so I felt that positioning was important. And what I've done is I've brought it about 5 millimeters down from here to make sure that that screw, if I put a line on this mitre, you can see that screw is a good screw inside this main piece of timber. So it's supporting well, so the line is there. So if I draw that on there, you can't see it, but the line is there. So I've got one screw below the mitre, one above, and then all I've done is screwed it on, got a knife blade, and gone round it like this. So do a good job, make sure it's over there in the right place. And it is awkward to screw. Again, I think if you've watched some of my other videos, this is a Japanese awl, and as far as putting screws in goes, you can see it's really, there you go. It's a great sort of template. It sort of gives you a good hole that's very similar to the inside area of the screw, and then the threads will actually work their way and cut their way into the hole. So as I've said before, these things are pretty awesome, and if you ever get a chance to get one, don't buy an old-fashioned one with square, get one of these Japanese ones. They are absolutely brilliant. Okay, so that's what I've done. I've used that awl, I've put the screws in, I've found some new screws. These are slightly bigger, longer, which suits me. So let's see if we can do this so you can see them. Slightly longer, as you can see. And that was one of the reasons that I decided to polish the other one that's already fitted up to a shine, because it's got new screws and it looks strange. Right, let's get on with it. So this was screwed into position. What I do need to do before I forget is, I won't forget. What I was going to say was I was going to put a bit of tape on it to make sure it goes back in exactly the same place. But what I'll do to make sure it goes back in exactly the same place is I will put it in this corner here exactly the same way that it has to go in, so that I know what's going on. And actually there's a pencil line going up there now where the mitre is, so that's done me a favour. So as you can see, these screws, they're really quite shallow, and they're shallow because they've been filed over like the one over there, and it removes some of the head of the screw, and then you end up chewing the screw up. Well, that's fine, because we're throwing them away. That one goes there now, so I'll leave that there. It's in exactly the right position. Let's thin this down. So yesterday, and Gary was here with me, yesterday I gave this chisel a bit of a sharpen up. It's my 1 inch, and I don't really use it that much. Bit of camellia oil on it. I don't use it as much as you'd think. I tend to use the smaller screws, but as I'm getting older, I just want to make sure I'm using the right, did I say screws? Sorry, chisel. I don't want to almost have a favourite screw. Screw. Can you see why this is bothering me? Chisel. I don't want to have a favourite chisel like I have in the past. I want to use the right chisel for the right job. And this chisel to go across here is pretty good. It fits across there. It's great down here. So, right, let's get on with it. It's a bit warm in the UK. So I'm just conscious that I might leave, this is nice. Look at these. I might leave sweaty finger marks on here. So I've got a bottle of camellia oil, which is Japanese vegetable oil, which is great for tools. I've got a little cloth that I'm using to just wipe over the tools as well. So I'll make sure that when I've finished today, I will... right, now I want to stop that. I don't want to go too crazy and chisel into something. So let's get the little mallet out now. And let's work our way down that way. Right, and just as I saw that starting to close, the gap where the knife cut is, I stopped hitting it, and now I'm going to just do this method of chiseling to the line. There you go. So that's come out now, so that's great. I can go this way. Come on, I can go this way and get this line out. And I don't want to chisel that way against this because this piece here might break off. So I'm just going to put the chisel in this way and work my way against that shoulder. As I said to Gary yesterday, tapping this one is a little bit nerve-wracking because this could splinter out and you could lose that corner. So you just have to take it easy, slow everything down a bit. But I'm doing this video is all going to be about this one. I'm going to complete this in this video, in this time. I'm not going to stop the video and start it. I'm going to, well, I might do a couple of times. I'm just going to do it so that you see it in real time, how long it takes me. Bearing in mind, I'm not a camera guy. I suppose I'll turn it into one. Right, glass plate. Let's try it and see what's going on. Does it fit yet? No. And I had this yesterday, tight on this edge because I'm sort of cautious. And this edge is quite hard to find. This edge here is very well, can you see? Let me zoom in a bit. Let's put you there. How's that? Might not be, the quality might not be as good. I worry about quality. Let me stop this. Right, that's 1x zoom. I've moved the whole camera and the C-stand closer this way. So what I was saying is you can see this sharp cut here, and you might not be able to see. Yeah, you can see it pretty good because it's going across the grain. Whereas here it's going with the grain, so it sort of blends in. This line here is a pain in the neck. It blends in and then you can't see what's going on. So I'm just going to take out a bit more and let's try that in there. Oh, no. No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to push that into there and I'm just going to get my knife and just go down there. And actually, I'm going to stop. Take that out. Oh, okay. So it's not much more. And I'm breaking the fibres so that I can see. Come on, you little pain. There you go, that's better. Check for... There it is. That goes that way. No, let's push it this way and try... Ah! It's probably because this corner's high. Okay, so let's get in this corner. Fibres breaking, fibres breaking. That's okay. Put that against there. Wobble the chisel against there. Give the chisel a wobble. Try again. There you go. There's a little bit of play in that. Hear it? That's okay. Right, let's get this down in height, in depth I should say. So let's get some of this out of the way. Come on, come on. And round here. So I'm going to do this today. I've been doing other bits and pieces, and I'm going to try and get this video out as quickly as possible. I'm going to try and be doing a lot more. I feel so much better now we've got the COVID thing out the way. That looks okay. It's a bit, I wonder whether this, I think I found that was, the other one was bent. Yeah, there's a, yeah, I did this with the hinges, didn't I? Do you remember? A little bit of a bend. Why does that look better that way around than that way? Actually. See, I should have marked it, shouldn't I? Honestly, you guys. Looks better one way than the other. So, chisel a bit more out. Right. Bit more. Right, I'm going to bring in the router now, and I'm going to that was, I'm going to just check that. Yeah, that's good. That was the this was set up for the other side, so it should be pretty good. It does feel like you're taking too much out, and you sort of get a bit, crikey, that's way too much, but you do it and then you think, crikey, that isn't enough. so you're always a bit, and with the router, as I say, as you can see, only this one part of the router is sitting here, the other side of the router is hanging off the end, and yeah, I could have gotten a smaller router out, but you know what, I've started now. So, and I found this was a good way of doing it, getting it started, and then bringing the blade in at an angle. Can you see where I don't know whether you can, the blade is down here, and let me show you with the chisel what's happening. I'm bringing the blade of the router in like that, so that it's always resting on a bit that's just been cut, and it's going like that. So that's what the router's doing, and it's doing a pretty good job, as you can see. Problem here is the grain is going the wrong way, which is sometimes the case, and that's why the fibres aren't happy and it doesn't sound lovely and smooth, but hey ho. There you go. That's it. That's all that's going to do. Right, let's just make sure everything's out. So I'm going to put the chisel in there, just pull it back, see what's going on. I'm going to put that over there. Take that corner out. That corner doesn't look very happy. There you go. Right. I'll try this both ways because I think I've moved it around again. Oh, it's still a little bit proud. Let's try it the other way. I honestly don't know which way round's better. I can see the mitre line going that way. I'm going to re-establish it, but I can see that line. But the only thing I can see slightly out is the one hole. Now what I can see is there's a slight gap down here, which means that I haven't got a crisp edge there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push that against there and undercut it. Only sort of 5 degrees or so. but enough to get the muck out the corner. And there it is, look. And that should make it easier for this to drop in. So that's looking better. That's pretty good. Pretty good, yeah. Do I take a bit more out? I don't know. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to run the file across it and feel what it's like. And you're thinking, why is he doing that? Well, it's going to get filed anyway. But it's obvious now to me that it is slightly bent. I'm going to put it down there. I'm just going to give it a tap with the hammer. And that might be enough. Needs to go down more that end. But I'll put the screws in. We'll have a look. Should we use the old screws first? And then we'll move to the new ones for the final bit. Don't forget to grab yourself a cup of tea. And as I say, thank you for the guys who've bought me a coffee. It very much appreciated at the moment, because the last 6 or 7 weeks have been not very productive at all. So, which I'm not particularly happy about, but you know what? Family and health comes before anything, doesn't it? So, right. Oh yeah, off-screen wax polish. And these holes have been, these screws have been in here before. And the screw driver head tip fits in the, he says, fits in the screw pretty good. So I'm taking my time, I'm not rushing it. There you go. This one feels a little bit smaller, this screw does. So yeah, take your time putting it in, and when that's down, that's good. That's good. When that's down, I can look at what's going on. So, oh, this is brilliant. So that's nice and flush there. Really pleased with that. That's a little bit proud there still, but you know what? I could probably get away with just a few gentle taps. Anyhow, what I'm going to do now is, because I'm pleased with this, I'm pleased with that, I'm going to remove each screw. I'm going to move this screw. Oops, come on, come on. Now, what you must remember is this screw went in previously while this plate was about 1.5 mm higher. So it's gone in, I'm going to throw that screw away now. A bit deeper, more pressure on the brass screw. And these brass screws, they're, you know, they're quite soft. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in there again with the awl. I'm going to make sure I'm upright, and I'm just going to re-establish that hole again. So you're squashing the fibres out the way. There you go, it's pretty upright, so I'm happy with that. And now it's going to have the new screw, little bit of wax. So new screw and some wax, and in it goes. Now I've seen some, these plates aren't coming off again. This is it. And I've seen, I've got evidence on the old plate cartridge or holder, or whatever you want to call it. Watch the screw, Jamie. There you go, that's nice. That's really nice. Now, on the other one, I've actually cocked the heads, but that has just stopped. clocked, and I'm like, that's it. I'm not going to. People go on about clocked, and what they mean by clocked is they mean that the screw head is going exactly in one direction, you know, and they get these lined up, and it does look fantastic. And there's also an element of risk if you're not used to doing it all the time. So, you know, old blokes that did this, they did it all the time. They got their methods and they clocked the screws. That's brilliant. I'm not going to take the chance. Those two are clocked. That's great. That one wants to stop at 90 degrees. I'm fine with that. I'm not risking breaking a brass screw. So there you go. More wax on the end of there. Sort the hole out again. There we go. And here comes the screw. And you'll like this. So we've been a bit of time so far, but you're seeing it as it happens. You know, this isn't one of these. I'm not going to do the rush videos of a 5-week project in 4 minutes. This I might be able to clock. I've just got it there, and that's it. I'm not doing any more to that. Right, lid on there, because I don't want that. Any problems with that. Now, people can put masking tape and all sorts around here to stop any excess going in there. I'll show you what I'll do. I'll show you what I do. So now you can see what's going on. There's a dirty, great big groove down the side of there. It's been there a long time, so I don't know. So I'm just moving the file, tipping the file one way, the other way, just gently. Get the brush, wipe that out. Now, that's really quite flush. So now what I'm going to do is draw file that. You can hear it catching the screw head still. And if you know a better way of doing this without putting tape all round or whatever, just put it in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think. Remember, I've made a few clocks and things, but I'm not a professional clock worker. That feels fantastic now. So what I did with the other side was I went from a file to a bit of 240 grit sandpaper, and I'm just going to take the edge off as well so it hasn't got a sharp edge, and I'm just going to rub it over that. As you can see, it's getting there. Brilliant. And you should be able to now. So now I'm going to go with the grain, with the brushing of that's it. And that now is as smooth as silk. That's lovely. So yes, I've got some brass particles in there now. So what I'm going to do is just get a light bit of sandpaper, and I'm just going to very carefully go around the outside of that to expose new wood. I'm going to put my fingernail there just to stop me going on to that. That's it. That's it. Do you want to have a look? So that's it. Done. This side did yesterday. As you see, they're both clocked. They've got that. They're both slotted going that way. And this one, well, one's clocked and the other one isn't. So there you go. That's it for today. Tomorrow I'm coming in and I'm getting on with the door. So I'll show you what I've been doing with the door. Do you remember that the door folds? Let me just get the door and I'll show you. So this is one of the doors, and this is obviously a smaller one, and this comes out of there and it has to fold Come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. It has to fold around and down the back like that. So that's what I've got to do with that door over there. So, see the two strips? So, that's almost life size. It's not far off life size. So I've gone through, the other day I was working all this out, I've gone through my timber and I'm going to use 85mm strips, which is very similar to the camera's got. They have about 90 something on the other side. So I'm going to use 80, I think it was 85 or 88. Yeah, I went to 88. So it'll be an 88, there'll be a panel there, all flush, a panel on the top, panel on the bottom, and then these two strips are these two here, which are there and there. So I've got it all dimensioned out, 37mm, 27, 85, 186 in height, and then another 85 closing it off. It's got to have the V-baits down both sides, and then it'll slot in that thing over there. And that's what we're looking at. Remembering that once I've made that, I'll chop a bit out the top, and I'm going to use this donor part of this door as the top part for lifting it out, in and out. So I'll have some work to do with that. So that'll be fun because it's a different thickness and all sorts. But let's get the door made. I'm going to do it tomorrow. So like, subscribe, comment, share, all of that. Much appreciated. The buy me a coffees. And thanks for putting up with me through these last few weeks where I've not really been focusing on YouTube because of family. Family comes first. So catch you tomorrow.